There's other people who say, yo, but when the relationship you have, I wish I had a relationship like this with my mom.
You can.
Nah. But you can have it.
It's possible.
It's possible if you like. More than anything, for you to forego certain things and choose peace, it's because you've gotten to know that person to the point where you know what you value. You guys are so good at meeting umuntu where they are all the time. Like, animshame umuntu. Like, even when they're at their lowest, it's like, yes, you guys can correct without shaming. I think that's one thing you guys do.
Welcome to my space. My life and journey is one of ups and downs. Life can be very challenging, but it's when we open up that we find our solace. Let's heal. Let's grow. Let's cry. And you know what? Laugh together. Welcome to Conversations with Upomzile. Your girl next door. Conversations with Upomzile, the girl next door. We are back. So you all know that I love to have conversations with my girl next door. So this one is not even a girl next door. I don't know what to say is. But hey, first things first, please remember to like, share, subscribe, and hit that notification button. You know, guys, before I used to avoid this subscribe, but I have been watching and checking my channel. We have grown so much in terms of the videos that we've put up and in terms of the subscribers. Thank you to all the subscribers. But now I would like you guys to share and also watch and also comment and do tell us or tell me what conversations you want to see, the people that you want to see, the type of topics that you want to have. So, and as I've mentioned in the platform, I think most of the things you've seen them before. I've had Umbali before on the show, and on my Facebook, social media, I have a page that is called Moms and Daughters. It's been coming when I'm like, you know what, guys, I need to have this segment up and running, Moms and Daughters. But I'm so grateful for co-authoring the book again, Healing from the Motherhood. I think that part of the segment, it didn't happen then because I think it was waiting for this moment that it makes sense why I was passionate about relationships, moms and daughters, relationships, fathers and sons. In general, you know, for me, those two relationships have forever been important in my life. And the Moms and Daughters platform is for me, I think the Girl Next Door is a part of that, is to make sure that we grow a different generation or a different time where moms and daughters, fathers and sons have best beautiful relationships, not a father-son relationship that is more like a teacher-student or a pastor congregation where it's always about guiding and making sure that people like or our kids become a certain way because of what we want as parents. But have a relationship whereby it allows parents and children to experience it beautifully. You know, I don't want to say be friends because then sometimes when things happen, when you need to put strict guidelines, you can't then be able to guide a person and say, you disappointed me. How can I be disappointed? I remember that one very well. So welcome to Conversations with the Upomzile, their Moms and Daughters segment as a first guest.
Sunny, when I need, did you miss me on your screens?
Welcome back.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So I don't know. Do you want to maybe for new for new subscribers and people who didn't see the episodes before, but the episode before was not under the segment Moms and Daughters. So it was just you talking about you.
Okay, you can introduce me as per this segment.
No,
what
you
am I here for?
So you are my daughter. So you are my daughter. You see things that I deal with. Okay. You are my daughter, Mbali too. So my second born. And you are 21.
Yo, Sana.
Yes. So you are growing. See again number so that they can see how far I want this to be as it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. So before we were talking about your journey, you think you just finished matric and all that. So that
Watched the
was
video.
like, yo, that was a long time ago.
Was it a year or 2?
2 years ago. About 2 years ago.
2 years,
yeah, and then we did radio together. Moms and daughters. So I thought it would be best for us to start with us, because I know I have another daughter, so that I have 2 daughters, not just one.
And the son. And the son.
Yeah, and the son.
Yes.
But in the moms and daughters, so the other one, 14 years old, in boarding school, not here now, but we're going to have a conversation with her. I wanted to do a moms and daughters with you guys. Remember, no Tando, where when we saw a Red Table Talk, I think that inspired those conversations, because there's so many things as parents that we do, but we don't see if we are building or breaking. And also getting to know you better as people, not as daughters or children in the house, where insights, getting to know you. So I always say, okay, guys, we're going to have and we thought this was going to be a round table talk and all that, moms and daughters. But anyway, I think we'll get there. We're here now. So let's start with your view of parenting. When we say moms and daughters, I think this one, I want us to keep it to moms and daughters, so that when I move into fathers and son, we don't generalize parenting. There is a stigma now where more mothers are not getting along with their daughters. What is your concept of parenting when it comes to a mom and a daughter?
Hi guys, Sanbenani. It is me, Mbali Zulu, whichever name you prefer, Ndlovukazi yenu. And I'm here, mothers and daughters. So it's you, now that you know me, who I am. Yeah. What is parenting to me? And not just parenting a daughter or parenting an individual.
Daughter.
Oh, a daughter.
Yeah, because being a girl child has different challenges. Some challenges and different with sons.
I think parenting a girl child, I think more than anything, you parent from where you are as a parent, first thing. I can't receive you, I can't connect with you if you're not in a space to get to know me. I can only get to know you as far as you've gotten to know yourself. Do you get what I'm saying? So I think parenting a girl child is getting to know yourself as a person, so that you can parent this person to be the best version of themselves. So it's knowing Guti. You're meeting yourself in another form, but it's also an individual separate from you. Yes, you brought them here, but they are separate from you. So their journey, as much as you can want to hey Jehovah, but they're individual. They're gonna walk certain paths. They're gonna fall. They're gonna touch still ayosha, But it's I think as a parent, even for me, if I had to be a parent, God forbid, I'm not ready. But it's healing. You need to heal. You need to be in a good relationship with yourself as a mother.
Okay.
Because you don't want to bring umntwana emhlabeni, but they must now heal from having you as a mother. So that's what I'm saying, Uti, as a parent, I can only meet you where you meet yourself. So the reason we have this relationship is because of how you meet yourself. Do you get what I'm saying?
Okay, for you to experience.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Then my next question to you would be, how have you experienced your own mother as Umbali? And then if you can go into different stages of when you got to know, okay, this is my mother, and this is how this person is parenting me as Umbali. How has been your experience in being how you are parented by your mother?
I think how you parent me as a mother is different. Like, you know how Kanyimbao speaks about, how Khan speaks about Kanyimbao.
Okay.
Like, the whole world will look at me like, but Ukanyi, how, like, it's so weird. If you know, you know. But I can't talk to you like about motherhood as in like generic motherhood. I think what I learned from you about motherhood is that my mom is an individual first before she's a mother. I think that's why the relationship is the way it is, because then it makes me see you as a human first. You also, it's your first time being a mother. Never been a mother. So you don't have a platform or a script. So I always remember, because of how you parent and who you are, I always remember you're an individual first before you're a mother. Then the mothering comes with it because you've brought me here, you know. Okay. So Because even in how you parent us, you don't parent us the same.
Okay.
You know, you always like, you meet umuntu where they are. So if umuntu is in a certain heavy space in their life where they are choosing to be a certain person that is not in line with how you want them to be, you show up as what they are, you know. And yes, you are firm. You still have to show up as a mother, but more than anything, you are still very human. I think you are not a mother mbogoto, tshwarati pakabuhale. You are very human in your in your parenting. You're like, hey guys, it's my first time here.
Yeah.
Guys, please, let's just work together.
And it's always the first time.
Yeah.
Whether it's I have the first one
Yeah.
with you, it's the first one because you are a first human of your kind.
Yeah.
And the next one is the first human of their own kind, that it cannot be a one placket approach.
Yeah.
Okay. So then the next question, it's not the next question per se. You thank you for being part of the my book. So I've co-authored, as you know, the book Healing from the Mother Wound, and you you came to the launch. Not necessarily. I know you have not even read the book itself because you've been part of it, because you've lived with my own wounds and the wounds that I needed to heal from, and loving my mom as she is, but just honoring the things that I personally wanted from her. Not that she parented me in a bad way, but she was just who she is, and that's how she parented. But as Upumzile, I just being deaf more, maybe I needed more. Is it different? You've attended the launch. What have you gathered from understanding the book, understanding what the mother wound is? What is your understanding of this concept, healing from the mother wound, and why is it important?
Yeah, I feel like because I didn't read the book, I feel like I'm still so well prepped because I had to exhibit it. So I know.
I love it.
I have generic answers. But I think from the launch and the book itself and the conversations it's brought about is in ifundile mother wound is that mother wound is so deep that it affects every aspect. The reason why you guys teamed up and created this book is because Aus Puseleto found, and everyone she teamed up with Mboni Luguti, with everybody's setback and blockage in life, most times it always comes from the mother wound. Blockage, it's the mother wound. The underlying parts, the layered part is. So a mother wound is so deep that it affects every relationship. It affects how you show up in your corporate life, in your profession, your confidence, how you show up in your relationships, your friendships. The mother wound layer, and that's why it's such a hectic and heavy thing that we never think of. And it's not a book that is bashing the mother as well.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Most
a book
definitely.
that highlights how deep the wound is and why you need to heal it.
Or know it first.
And know
because
it
before
first.
you can't heal something that
You
you
don't
don't know.
Yeah.
So like typical example of other people where somebody is suffering from self-confidence. Like I suffered from people pleasing, but I didn't know that come from somewhere, why I wanted to please everybody so much. But because I needed a certain validation that my mom thought I can just grow and be an independent, but I was not that person who needed that independence, but I still needed someone like her to always, validate me. Even if I knew that I was good at something, but because I didn't hear it a lot from that particular person, but from others, it never meant anything. So now that you have that generic understanding of the wound or the concept or the conversation, what would you like mothers outside of our relationship? What would you like other mothers to know or learn in parenting their children? We're starting with mothers. Next time when we will talk about fathers.
Okay. Oh gosh, because I'm an advocate for men.
Yes.
Men's mental health, guys. Anyway.
Yeah.
But
Let's start with mothers. Yeah.
mothers, more than anything, I think to have a good relationship with your daughter or your son, as a mom, you need to be in good standing with yourself. I think where you are with yourself is where you're going to be with your kids. So if you can't give yourself grace, you can't give your kids grace. Like if I mess up, you can be that mother that holds that thing against me. Good, noma sengenza kahle, you don't see the good things that I do. You're still holding on to the fact that when I'm matric till today, any good thing that I do, you don't see it because you don't give yourself grace as a person. So me as your daughter, when I mess up or when I do something that's really bad, you can't get past it because even in your own personal life and your personal relationship with yourself, you can't get past things. You hold it against yourself. So hence, you're going to hold it against me. So if you're not patient with yourself as a person, you're not going to be patient with your kids. Do you know? So if you don't have the love you have for yourself and uqolo and inhliziyo and unayo for yourself, definitely you're going to see it with your kids.
Okay.
So if you're always like a mother who, I get this a lot. There are friends of mine and encounters I have with people who say, my mom, Shem, if it's one thing I notice, and my mom will always see everything that I do wrong.
Okay.
And will look past the things that she'll see the things that I've done that are great and are beautiful, but we'll look past it. But we'll always, without fail, will acknowledge and
The wrongs.
spotlight what I do wrong.
Okay.
But
So
that tells me
yeah.
when, as a mother, even your relationship with yourself is that which you don't give yourself grace. Okay. You don't see past the heavy things in your life. You always shine the lights on your negative.
Outside of negative, you don't see the good that you do so much that you applaud yourself as a mother to say, I've done great. That's why it's easy. It can be easy for you to, when your child has done great, you can say, you've done amazing because you are able to that's what I'm getting outside of the negative. That's what I'm getting from yourself. So in such instances, how do you think daughters or kids can help their mothers understand how they would like to be parented? Without trying to say kids must dictate to your parents. You cannot dictate because your parent is just who they are. Because there is no manual. And I think we do say it as parents, but there's some script that we follow that we don't even know where we get it from. So other mothers, I think, will confirm that. But because there's no script, so if kids had a chance to have not a conference, but they said, oh, okay, I think that's a nice slide. We can have a conference where kids are talking. Speak out.
And you're still a kid. No one at that.
Oh, yeah. That's why, guys, come to think of it, guys, my cousin, if she would watch this episode, she would know. She asked me something so funny one day. Like, Pumzile, why are you sakhalelu mamako? Why are you sakhalela le relationship with your mom at your age? I thought that was a funny question, but until I went home and I had to think about it. Good, nyam khalela, or because every time it's like, I want this certain relationship with my mom. I want to have fun with my mom. I want to go clubbing, or I want to do all the fun stuff with my mom. But it was not me khalelu mama, but I think there is this relationship that I think both of us could really amazingly enjoy. And I think I have it in my head and my heart. But because of where she is and how busy she is, and also that she's older, she doesn't see it.
She's not there.
She's not seeing it. But when we went to Cape Town, we had fun because we even went to a place where it was not a club, but there was music and all that, but we danced together and all that. We did tours, but we could do a whole lot more.
I see that dates a lot too.
Yeah, it did.
Can see it in your face.
Oh, it did. And then she was dancing and I still have that video and all that. So me having fun with her in a place where there were people drinking alcohol as a Christian, that there was nothing wrong with us being there together.
Just being humans.
It was about us, and it was not about the play. We didn't even care, and she also didn't care about who were there and people that were, but she was with me. And the focus was, I think she also, one day I'll ask her, I think she also enjoyed that she was, because they even played the old type music that she enjoyed. But anyway, enough about me. Back to that. What would be that thing if you were to tell parents and speak out and ask them what you would like to see more from them outside of them showing up as where they are? Or
because that's the root.
I got that.
I'm serious.
So if you were to have few things that you can list to say, parents,
I think it's about getting to know each other, like making room for it to be a safe space, you know.
Know each other or know your child, who they are.
I think for you to know your child, they need to know they are a safe space, because I can't let you get to know me if I don't know if it's safe for me to be myself.
Okay.
There's parts of me that I have to hide from you because I'm
Okay.
not ready to share them with you.
Okay.
You know? But if I can get to know you more, then it's easier for me. Like, that's what I'm saying, Guti. We need to...
So parents must not have the wall. They
Yeah.
must try and open up to their kids about who they are
Yes.
and what they are going through at that time, without konuguti when you are going through a lot as a parent, and then like, oh, I guys, yes, name seven in bank dinner and all that, and then but you're still closed off. So it's
Yeah.
not, you're not getting a sense of you can be here for me.
Yeah.
Or you can know me at whatever lowest.
Yes,
Okay,
and in
so
that essence, like uba light, like being light, also in a sense that it doesn't even have to be like parents having to overshare about their
Okay.
lives and certain things.
Yes.
It's just knowing that you're a safe space. I was watching the Mommy Club, ne?
Okay.
Where one of the ladies was trying to tell the mom what happened with her new interaction with the other ladies, ne? But she's like, Mama ngeke ngisakutsheleke if uzokwata. And she's trying. That's what I'm
yes.
saying. It doesn't mean Gucci. You need to share or ezinye izinto nan. Just I need to get to know you enough to be a safe space, because there's certain things I wanna be your girl. But if we're heavy and you're intense and I know your views, but you don't make it a safe space for me to come at you with certain things, then it's like, mama, again, I'm not gonna kotola you get if uzokwata or uzobaganje. Like,
Yeah.
lighten up, soften up. Then it's easier for you to get
For
to
the
know
kids,
each other,
yeah.
and for me to come to you and for you to get to know me. Like, it's layers, because there's no manual with how can this person get to know you, but it's
Okay, that's one.
when you become a safe space for
Yeah.
them. You don't have to overshare or anything,
Yeah.
but you are light
And be a safe space.
and be a safe space. And I think
The next
once you've gotten to know each other, I think there's certain things there that I don't do, like I'm groovy, I'm forced to. Yeah, I know. Shame. If we are
Ngabe groovist, I
Ube
know.
groovist of note, right?
Yeah, I
But
know.
there's certain things that I forego, and I'm just like, hey, I will see that when it's my time. Right now, so it's my time right now. I'm 21, but it will be my time later, because I know Guti, I value my relationship with you.
Okay.
You know, and in the way, because of how I feel about you, and to stress again, I know where you stand with certain things and your discomfort.
So that would be your advice to kids,
Yeah.
to other children.
Uguti, there's other things, Uguti. Hi, you can forego them, you can let them go just to save the relationship. If you know you don't want to disturb the peace, you know, and you know how you balance it. I think, okay, let me say advice to daughters and sons. There's certain things you can let go of, you know, and you can forego if you know it's not a win, it's a losing battle.
Yeah.
But it's easy when you know you value the relationship more than the activity or the particular thing.
Okay.
Then that's why I hate.
Okay.
I hate it. But then as a parent, how you then say, I get ngoba au groovy. You need to make sure I have fun then.
Yeah.
I'm sure I can't groove. So
Yeah.
you need to make sure that I have fun.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm your handbag. Now I go, where you go, I go.
And also allow you to be in spaces,
In
where that
spaces.
can add that type of.
Yes.
Okay.
Like, I
get
think
it.
so. Yeah.
No, don't worry.
But you get me there?
No, I get you. I get you.
So it's like, but more than anything, for you to forego certain things and choose peace, it's
Yeah.
because you've gotten to know that person to the point where you know what you value. You value this relationship. So it's easy to it's fine. I can live without that, but I wanna live with you.
What daughters need the most from their mothers or fathers?
Yeah, fathers, but it's
Okay.
fine.
What daughters needs
Need.
the most?
I think I have it though.
Oh, okay.
I don't wanna lie. Like,
What is that? If it had names or it's in the dictionary somewhere.
if it had a name. Okay.
What is it?
Guys, I'm very long-winded. Ne?
Okay.
So a short answer will be an hour for me. So I don't think there's a name, ne?
Okay.
But I know, and I feel like it's different for all of us because we've got different wounds and we've got different certain. But me as a person, I know that people always ask me, why are you so confident? Why Papa so? And it's because of my parents. Ngombali yethu. So because of my parents, they love me so much and they hold space for me in such a way, Guti. they pour into me so much that I have no other way to be, because it's like, guys, I'm loved, you know? So it's the way
so
you
being
guys,
loved.
yeah. And you
Okay.
guys take time to get to know me with each and every phase. And you never shame me for being human at my
So
capacity.
when I get, okay.
You don't shame me. Like, you're like, and you just know ba hyper. I said, hey. Suga. In you guys are like, you magacala performer, you later niyapoza akajive ke simbukele.
Yeah.
Whereas umuntu sibukele suga.
So first thing is to feel really seen and loved.
Yes.
And feel it, so that your parent must not just tell you, but you want to
be
feel
seen and
it
loved,
and love
yeah.
and feel it and see it, and to
yeah.
not to be shamed for
being who you are.
being who you are.
At
Okay.
every stage. And as you grow, it changes, as in isn't.
Okay.
You know, but you're not shamed for being you, for having your quirks. Like, you guys are so good at meeting umuntu where they are all the time. Like, and im shame umuntu. Like, even when they're at their lowest, it's like, yes, you guys can correct without shaming. I think that's one thing you guys do. You can okay, not too much of papa, but you, but you guys, you guys can correct umuntu without shaming them, without shaming who they are. You can say, yes, you've messed up, ne?
Yeah.
But you messed up.
Yeah.
It's a mistake. It's the situation is simo, but you are not that thing.
Yeah.
You are not that circumstance. You are. That's the difference. You guys parent in a way, you know how to separate umuntu from the bad decision they made. So you don't parent me into thinking that I am the bad decision. Do you get what I'm saying?
So you think that's what daughters and sons need so much from their parents.
And forgiving and letting go.
Okay.
Yes, it's still, we must have caution.
Okay.
You know, but to love somebody so much that you don't see them as that bad mistake for the rest of their life. Now you constantly remind them, but remember you did this.
Yeah.
This is how you showed up. You don't shame them.
Yeah.
Because already I'm definitely, as the person who made that bad decision, I'm still carrying that shame. It doesn't leave.
Yeah.
But if the more you help,
the more you remind, you are
make
reminded
it worse,
of the
and it's easier
mistake.
for that person to go back there.
Because
then
you start
feeling
feeling, because I think going back to the mother wound is if your parents say something about you and negative over and over and over, it's easy for you as a child to start believing it. Even if somebody from outside, a friend or a boyfriend or whoever, can say you are beautiful, but if your parent used to say you are ukomuhle, you would actually believe your parent more than somebody ngaphandle. So those are the things that you would like.
So unconditional love and allowing each other to
when you say unconditional love, what is unconditional love?
Ooh, unconditional love.
Looking at the time there. Okay. Ooh. No, we're good. We're good.
Unconditional love for me is remembering that people are not yours. I think you can love somebody unconditionally when you know they are not yours to own. Yes, you put them here, but they are not yours to own.
Yeah.
So they have their own path, and the person who brought them here, there's certain obstacles. So most of the possession over them, then you want to dictate and control. Then that's why you'll grow resentment
towards your kids.
I wish umbali.
Or
academic. I wish she was a lawyer or she was in. Then, but to love
or even simple things.
Simple things.
Clean.
Yeah. Anyway, ciao.
Right.
Anyway.
Like, how I wish bega shy pot.
You know what, ne? It be your own. Guys, I don't like to cook. A lot of people know that. So now it must be here on YouTube that I don't like to cook.
But you cook well. There's not like a good ad. You know how to. There's a difference. It's not like you don't know how to cook. It's the choice. But we are not there.
Anyway.
But back to the uncooked. I must not conditionally love you because you do certain things. As if I must love you irrespective of the things that you know.
And because if you love somebody without conditions, then they are allowed to be themselves in their journey. They can fall and get up and still receive love from you.
Yes.
And support.
And when we're talking condition and unconditional love, we are not talking about boundaries, so that people will be clear.
Okay.
the boundary is, like, as an example, if the boundary is kwami kungenwa ngosikhathi so mawuhambile, you must still tell me. So if you
And I
miss the
also
time,
think with that,
yeah,
somebody can only do that if they value your relationship.
Uh-huh.
So if you've got certain values or boundaries in place as a parent, if me as your child, I'm like, I only love one sissy.
Yeah.
Let's cut
So then you don't-
Caesar. That means I don't value you. I value the activity more than I value you.
Oh, I get
Do you
it.
get what I'm saying?
Sure.
So omunye umuntu can let's cut umbekela sona nalokuthi nomthetho ukuthi share the bolt trip, share this, and for umuntu
It's
to do
not
that,
policing, but it's like relationship.
yes, they understand which is for their safety, but also they value you enough to do that. So if I don't value it, I will
you
say
don't
I'll
value your
do
parents.
it. But I'll be like, I can have that mentality ukuthi umzala akakwati forever.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
I'll quite forever. Ngenza into engiyifunayo and expect forgiveness. But if I value you, I'll play it safe. Ngithi uthi 11, I'll be uzongibona 10:59 koko.
Yeah.
Because
I like that in this mother and daughter conversation,
Yeah.
you also talk more about how you as a daughter, you have your own nuggets on having a better relationship with your mother, because the relationship is not one way, it's
Yeah.
two way. And I like that you're bringing up more on what daughters or what kids can do as well to have a better relationship with their parents, not only way from the parent side of things to say, parents must do this, parents must be always be.
I don't know about
So
that.
a few last questions before we close.
Okay.
You sent me this video, and when you sent me the video, and at first you threw it to me as, oh, this is like a kind of relationship with your mom, and I was like, no, actually, me too. What do you think about the friendship between daughters and mothers, where mothers start to overshare? Not overshare because they all, like, let's say I have my frustrations with my partner, my work, or anything else. Then I start, let's go with your father. Then I start saying things about your father that you might not like. You know, where parents get so comfortable with their kids to a point whereby they are comfortable to a point where they start sharing things that they don't know that in the future might break you, but because of their comfort, they get to, oh, I can talk to my daughter. I'm talking to you as Umbali, and I'm not talking to you as Umtana Kabani, you know? But there is that line where sometimes as a parent, I think I think I have done that, you know, where I would complain about your father, but not realizing me complaining about your father, this is the person that you also love. And I don't think you want to hear negative stuff that I say about your dad. What do you think about that? Because sometimes it happens unconscious from parents. What can we learn from that?
This is gonna be a long answer because
At least
I just
we're
wanna
getting to closing, so it's fine.
I just wanna highlight, like you said in the past videos, is that something you love about transformational coaching at Mind Retirement. I think you being in that life coaching with Mind Retirement is coaching for all of us, because how I show up in those things, it helps, because you've said something to me that made me realize, because before, how I used to receive it and how I receive it now is different. And when I told you, there's parents out there who share nan. Then omunye umuntu akhule abe ne-resentment ngalezi zinto ozikhulumayo, you know, because they don't see it in that way. But with you now, I know that sometimes you're not coming to speak to me as my mom. You're coming to speak to me as an individual, upumzile. Sometimes you're not speaking about my dad. You're speaking about your partner and the father of your children, not my dad. So I listen and I do that. I listen and I give you an ear, but I can't have resentment or take anything because you're talking about the father of your children.
What was that point for you when you got to understand that part?
I wonder what we were. Okay, so before, right? Before we got here, before transformational life coaching.
Before we transformed.
Before you transformed.
Yeah.
There would be, I think we all know that she's divorced, ne? And then her living setup is very interesting. Conversation for another day. So, and at this point, ne, you weren't really opening up and sharing with me, but it's because I love there's certain things
That
I
you could see, yeah.
you know, and there's certain things this person is doing that are not good for your well-being, and there's certain things you're doing that's not good for them. So But you know, you pick a side, mongas. Yeah, but what you see more, which I offense in up, and then you pick a side, you know. But I think as a parent, when you are open and you share those things, it's very good to bring your children back to say, you know, listen, don't inherit beef. Don't inherit issues that are not yours.
Yeah.
Some of these issues were here before you came, and there are ours to fix. So you can't inherit something that was here before you, then you want to come and fix it. And yes, I know you hurt because you are in this situation and you're seeing how things are, and it's not fair on you.
Yeah.
But it's not your burden to fix. You know, so creating that boundary with your kids, then it's easier for you. Then you can share. So before, when you just share and then it's like we are sharer, and then I'm supposed to pick a side. And the share away, the other side does not share. So I'm supposed to really comfort you and choose your side. But when you create that boundary, you know, I'm not sharing so that you can hate this man or hate this person. I'm sharing because I'm sharing as an individual. You know, Uguti, right now you are here with me.
So did that conversation help you?
It really did. And the second conversation. So the first one, Uguti, don't fight my battles. My battles are mine. They were here before you. I'll sort them out.
Yeah.
It's not for you. I'm not sharing with you. Uguti uyongilwela. No, ngizozilwela ngendlela yami I understand.
Yeah.
You know? So that conversations like that, they help and they redirect because you're a kid. You know, but the second conversation too is also understanding that sometimes your parents or adults in your life, guys, parents are individuals too, hey? So that conversations when you were saying, Guti, sometimes I'm not coming to you as your mom, bruh. I'm coming to you as Bumzile. I just want to talk about what happened at work. I'm not saying you must now hate the people I work with. You know, when you see the middle of
because I'm that person who'll be hugging the same person and loving them and all that.
If you understand, I'm not even going to do this with you. But that's, you know, I'm not. So those two boundaries, you know, don't inherit my battles. I just need an ear.
Yeah.
An ear to, I'm coming to you as me, not your mother.
And what can you learn from these conversations? Because I think also in parenting and in sharing some of the stuff, I've always now learned to be intentional about the conversation to say.
The podcast.
Yeah. Oh, hence that everything must be a learning space. It must be an opportunity for somebody else to learn.
Yep.
Not to learn for good or for bad, but for somebody like a perspective in the future. Because I think it makes it easier. And that's why we get long-winded, because we wanna unpack. unpack. So now the book is here.
Okay.
You know, why would you say somebody or mothers must buy or daughters must buy, or even because it doesn't affect motherhood is not only the authors, is not only women. We also have it's for everyone. Why would you say somebody must invest in such a book in closing?
In closing, and I just realized my mother won't.
Okay.
Didn't think I had one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I would say people should buy this book because I think you'd find most of the issues stem from there. You know, the blockages in your life stem from your motherhood. You know, so I would suggest somebody buy it so that you can get to know yourself, because this thing is you don't know them, but as you read the book, there's certain things that happen in other people's lives. Then you can relate. Yeah, and then you're like, actually, it takes you somewhere. Good to know I've been there. Then you realize, this is why I react to things this way. This is why gunje. And it's also a nice book because, we're life coaching as well. So certain passages and how in this passage, Bibashera so whatever you realized, then there's a platform for you to counsel yourself and go to, okay, what did you get from this and how can you work through it? You know, so it's a nice self-help book, but it's also very good for self-realization.
Oh, true.
You know, amazing is the
and you don't even have to have or know that you have a motherhood.
Yeah,
it's not about the title.
And also another thing, even for mothers, there's certain things when you read, then you also realize that you could be doing that as a mother or as a parent.
Oh, yeah.
Not even just what wounds are you creating in how you're parenting as well.
Oh, yes.
The book is also really helps to show that, like it's like full circle.
Yeah.
And it doesn't shame you.
Yeah.
It's just awareness.
No, it's there's
awareness
no
and reminding you, You're human. These
Yeah.
things happen.
Yeah.
Take care of yourself.
And small things, small things about like praising and applaud.
Oh, yeah.
Some parents don't think, praising and applauding is important.
Okay.
And how important it can be for
Love languages.
yes, for that. I love what you say, love languages. So with moms and daughters, what would you like to see this platform grow into?
I think I would like to see it become a platform for where we can have different people with as viewer based, for you to also see it's possible to have this kind of relationship. There's other people who say, yo, but when the relationship you have, I wish I had a relationship like this with your mom.
You can.
Nah. You can have it.
It's possible.
It's possible if you both do the work.
Yeah.
Because if you didn't want this relationship, I don't have the personality to want things. Mina nyanga la shem. So if you're not meeting me halfway, then we're not meeting anyway.
Yeah.
But you're different. You don't mind to meet and go. Come.
Let's have it, yeah.
So just show it's possible. If you want it, it's attainable, and you can create that relationship. It's possible. And two, I would like to see people coming on the platform to share and to also like their nuggets and why their relationship is important to each other and the importance of having a mother. As ube nelanga eli hectic, eli heavy, and not say, and you can text your mom the whole day about it. And when you get home, you just look at her and you weep. You just and you're fine.
And they hold you.
Even when you're 21, you're in the bed. Now your father must sleep in your room because you've taken up space. So get what? Maukala in the shower. Mama, be normal. Every time you're crying, you're going through something, no one checks up on you.
Yeah.
Your mom doesn't care about you enough. When Anjalo Maukala, you hide away because you don't want to explain to your mom what's happening. Ugutu Steve over, uglahlile Jessica, what's a big opposite. Oh, you got fired. So when every time you cry yourself to sleep and you hide, as soon as they hear a sound, a weird cough, or my eyes are somehow
yeah.
So I can't even hide.
And sometimes there's no need to explain. You can also, I think for me, what I would like to encourage parents and mothers out there, sometimes even when your kids are going through something, it's okay for them not to tell you what's going on at the time. You can just find a way to hold space for them.
Yeah.
Yes, you can worry, but you can hold space for them to so that
sometimes they get to cry.
Yes, exactly, and get it out there. So I'm happy.
Okay.
And I'm looking forward to the next platform or the next conversation, the next mom and daughters. And we're definitely going to get out there and ask mothers and ask some daughters and some sons to come share. One part that I think I want to share in my story when writing the book, I've realized that my mother wound has nothing to do with me and more my mom. But I think what I would wish my mom to know is I wish my grandmother was there for my mom. Mm. If there's one thing that I've realized, that my mom missed a big part of having a mother to take care of her, to guide her and love her, because my mom had to be more like a mother because she grew up in an environment whereby she had to be older. Abe atata role yobu mama when she was not a mom. And I know she's scared of reading the book because she feels like she could be triggered. But more than anything else, I know that her wound comes from how she was parented. Not really parented, but what she missed from her mom. And I know her mom, my great-grandmom, possibly also she was young, because when you look at generational background going back, our great parents got married when they were young. Really, they were so young, and I don't think parenting was in the radar. And this is the generation Yamanje. I hope all of us can understand where our mothers come from and how they were parented. And again, in the apartheid era, there were different fights. They didn't have time to be present. They didn't have time to have such. So we need to be really lenient. We really need to love our mothers where they are and understand where they come from. And they need more grace than we think we need them. Thank you for joining me. Conversations with the Pumzile, the girl next door. So Healing from the Mother Wound book is available at Mind Retirement and also is available from each and every author. And you can buy from the Girl Next Door website. Guys, the website is up and running. Also on social media, on all my platforms, it's Pumzile Patedi, Pumzile Mnisi, Pumzile Jamin. But when you say the Girl Next Door, you will find me. And then go YouTube is Conversations with the Pumzile, the Girl Next Door. So you can inbox. And I think we'll also have the numbers where you can get the book, but you can get the books. They are available. And follow us as well, Mind Retirement Institute, on all our platforms so that you can see where the movement is going. It's not just a book, but it's the healing movement. Let's heal, let's grow, and let's laugh together. It's good. Conversations with the Pumzile, the Girl Next Door.